The sun is an unforgiving tyrant. It hasn't always been this way. No, not at all. It was our fault. The mass pollution, the war, the arrogance. Who else is capable of destroying an ozone layer besides God Himself? We've thrown ourselves into a desert hell, and there's no way out. Not until we all burn up. My name is Dad. I used to have a real name, like my beautiful daughter, Angela, but she's my whole world, the only one I talk to, the only one who gives me a name. So, my name is Dad. Together we try and live. Our safe house is one of the only cooling tanks around here, and we own it. We protect it. It's a rectangle room underground with an airlock door. There's barely enough power keeping it cool. Hell, one day it might even shut off on us. We have until that day to keep each other close, me and my daughter. Day after day, we're met with wanderers who want inside the tank. Thing is, we can only open the tank once a day. Too much heat gets in otherwise. Too much unforgiving heat. Damn it. All those people. Sometimes there's only a few, and we have to let them in. It's only time until more show up, but we have no choice. They burn alive outside, begging, killing each other for a chance to get inside the tank. It's in Angela's heart to let them in, to let them all have a chance until they have to leave. But not me. I don't have the heart. I just go by what Angela wants, and when they come inside, they eat, they sleep, and I send them on their way. Will be just a minute, I tell my daughter. I walk outside with whoever made it inside the tank that day, my gun in hand, and I'm forced to threaten them away. I think there's a part of me that wants them all to have a chance, but it's an unforgiving son. Why should I be any different? I haven't wasted a bullet on any of them. I allow the ones waiting outside to come in, while the others walk out. For a brief moment, my daughter feels the heat that's outside. She hates it, and it hates her. Her skin is fair, very fair, like her mother. Heat is a biting snake that creeps up past the door and makes her cry, once every day. But these people, they help make our world this way. Everyone helped. Why I shouldn't die along with the rest of them? Who knows? Maybe Angela will grow up one day and change everything for a lot of people. I know I never could. But for now, together with my daughter, I protect the tank and give others a day to realize this is all we have left. One day, maybe the sun will eat away the ground and leave the tank raw. It will burn through the metal, and what will be left? Maybe that will be a good day. Who knows? We've lived in this cooling tank for 3 months now. At one point, we were like every other beggar outside. Angela found the handle while crawling along the ground, ready to die. With what little strength I had left, I pulled open the hatch, and a strong breeze of cool air hit us both hard. We almost couldn't comprehend it. Hell, we'd forgotten what cold was. No one else was around, and we crept inside. Soon, others wandering around started to notice me going in and out of the tank from time to time. It is my once a day to open the door when I go out to look for food. I gather what food I can find from around the area or steal from whoever is half dead. Most people's refrigerators don't work, so we don't eat meat much, but we don't mind. The cold and each other. It was all we have, all we need. Sometimes living in the tank is hard, very hard. Some of the folks we let in aren't so forgiving. They'd threaten our lives, particularly Angela's. It was her life or another day in the tank. Sometimes they'd win. I'd wait until they were asleep before I'd snap their necks and throw them out of the tank. I don't think Angela ever paid attention or knew what was happening. Death wasn't an uncommon thing outside. It's all she's ever really known. One particular time, Rose, my dear wife, Angela, and I were outside, sitting in what shade we could find. We all had our dark-tinted goggles over our eyes for fear the sun would burn them away. As I was planning the next food trip, and Angela was playing with her doll, Rose passed away. She was an inch outside of the shade. Who knows what she was trying to do? Was she trying to get away? Was the thought of us driving her mad? To this day, I don't know. It haunts me. But Angela, she didn't mind. She crept up to her mother that morning while I was weeping beside her, clutching her hands. Angela was smiling. "She's cold, Dad," she said to me. I think she's happy that way. Maybe death is a good thing in these times. It's all Angela knows. She's very young. Sometimes she tells me about what it might be like to be where Rose is. It's probably much colder where Mom is now, she says. Maybe that was why she crawled into the sun. Why she didn't bring us, I'm not sure. But I do know that I cannot bring myself to kill my darling Angela, and I cannot kill myself, for Angela would have nothing. She would be frightened by the people coming inside the tank. She would be eaten, no doubt. These thoughts trample my mind every day. Dad, Angela asked me, if the world is as bad as you say, why are we still here? Because souls never truly die, I tell her. I point a finger to her chest. Our bodies do, rather quickly, but what's in your eyes still yearns for a place to stay. I see people outside whose souls are lost. The heat has made them wonder what was or what is. But as long as I'm here with you, my soul wants my body to live on. Do you understand? No, Dad, as she snuggles up close. I don't, but it's okay. Outside is a desolate wasteland. It was a long time ago the world became this way. All the power the world had, all the nuclear bombs they held, all detonated, all at once. The detonations triggered the supervolcanoes. The world was covered in ash for decades. A lot of people died. The ash covered the world in an intense cold as the sun was blotted out. My wife Rose was pregnant during the last years of the ash, and when it all disappeared, Angela was too young to remember. Then all of a sudden, the ash was gone, and so was the ozone layer. All we were left with was a mad, raging, and unforgiving sun that tore the rest of what was left into a fiery oblivion. Rose, Angela, and I only had each other and what was left of the food on the shelves of the grocery stores. There weren't many of those around where we were, but we were only hit by a small fraction of the tremendous catastrophes all over the world. Maybe that's why there were still so many people. I doubt there are anywhere else. The most we felt were earthquakes, and then there was ash. Most of the animals died, and the crops stopped growing when the ash came. After the ash came, what was left of the crops burnt up, and the animals all perished. People started eating people, and we were blessed that Angela found the tank. I think maybe Rose knew we would be safe. There would be one less person to feed if she let the sun have her. I open my eyes. The door of the tank is open. It's still nighttime, so the sun has not yet shown its angry face. Angela had gone outside. Being barely clothed at all times, there's nothing but the goggles around my neck that I need to bring with me. I can see the pink of the sky that says the sun is coming, but Angela isn't anywhere to be found. I can see other people struggling to stay alive around the entrance to the tank, but I don't care if they go in. Not right now. I look everywhere for 10 minutes, for it is all that I have, and the sun comes up. All at once, I'm hit by a strong blast of heat from the horizon. The land around me is filled with moans of agony and pain. Hungry stomachs clutch at the blank hot air, begging for it to subside. It never will. When I find Angela, she is by the shade where Rose died, not too far from the tank's entrance. She isn't in the shade, and what water is left in my body comes to my eyes as I rush to her side. Angela, I weep. What were you thinking? Why, Angela? With what strength she has left, she looks at me. Her face is streaming with what tears she has to cry, and her skin is bright red from the unforgiving sun. She smiles. I'm cold, Dad. It's okay, baby. I'll take you to the tank. Everything's going to be okay. No, Dad. I'm cold. I like it this way. Her eyes close. I drag her into the shade and weep a long time. After a while, I will know it is my time to do the same. I won't tell you my ending, because I cannot. But prepare your soul for whatever happens, and know there is someone your soul wants your body to live for. Stay cold, or stay hot, whatever your future brings.